G'day guys, Kerry here, and I thought I'd talk a little bit today about my All Skill No Luck hoodies. All Skill No Luck are a small garment manufacturing company in the States. I don't claim to know a whole lot about them, apart from the fact that it sounds like it's one guy who's a vet, ex-military, and got into manufacturing streetwear, basically. I've always had an interest in just kit that's a little bit different, and I spotted this particular hoodie online, which is the STV hoodie. And to be honest, I very rarely buy camo gear these days, but this is we'll call it the night camo or the night vision camo, and I just spotted it and liked the look of it. Ordered it, took a bit of a punt because you know, when ordering stuff online or overseas and sizing, it's always a bit of a, how's it going to work? But it turned out this was a medium, and it was pretty much a bang on perfect size. So what I kind of liked about these hoodies when I first saw them is that they just had the pockets on the sleeves, and this one has a pocket on the chest and on the sides as well. What I honestly didn't realize, I thought it was just essentially a hoodie, right? A nice hoodie, pretty cool hoodie, not too heavy, not super insulated, so sort of late season or, nighttime in summer sort of territory. But this is, again, I called it before, the STV, which is Save the Vest, I believe. I didn't realize it did this, right? So it's a hoodie. However, if you actually pull you can unbutton it, but I won't this time. What it actually is a, what do you want to call it, a battle shirt or a combat shirt or something like that, with a hoodie and a separate vest on it that you can wear separately. Now, I know there's a lot of photos, as it turns up, of these lads driving around on their motorbikes and stuff, so I can see that would kind of work nicely over top of the motorbike jacket. It would have to be an excuse for me to get the bike again. But yeah, awesome. So fits great, feels great, I love it. I am wary of wearing camo into gun stores, or I can't wear it onto pistol clubs or stuff like that anyway. I tend to wear that with jeans. I have to think about what pants I'll wear to kind of balance things out. But I wanted another hoodie of similar sort of function, and that I could wear to the range. So what I did is I actually ordered another one. This is not the STV, this is just a hoodie, but again, this is what they call the Californian drug rug, and it's just a sloppy, and I mean it in a nice way, a sloppy, relaxed, comfortable hoodie. The look of it, the pilling, I knew in the material was going to happen. That's fine, that's part of, to me, the look of it. But again, what it is it's just a nice functional hoodie, and I'll talk about the fit in a moment, with a good chest pocket, which is perfect for putting, in my case, normally a notepad and a pencil into. The pockets on the sleeves, which I will often have some wound packing or some gloves or just some basic stuff in. It's a kangaroo pocket, hand warmer, whatever you want to call it, at the front. But this is where things get interesting. Now, because that's sort of a dual function shirt and vest, it works a little different from this one and this one. I'm wearing, basically, these are both Californian drug rugs. So in our grips here, in our hands, okay, in here, underneath it, is actually a Velcro pocket that if you want, you can grab a kangaroo insert and put into it, okay? So, while I don't really use it at the moment, what I'll probably do at some point is order I found a couple of simple pouches with a zip, and we'll just put that in there just as a little bit of extra storage. But what guys will actually do, and the intent behind it, and this is probably something I may not use it for, although I'm getting involved a little bit more in IPSC mini rifles, so it may work there. Because it's a kangaroo insets, you could put magazine pouches in here. And guys will put their AR style mags into there. So for me, it could work being the IPSC mini, being the 22 LR, the full-size mags for those as well, and run them in there. Now, of course, the issue being is if you put them in there and try and pull them out quick, potentially you're pulling your whole hoodie all over the place. So under the inside of these hoodies are actually some mounts. This one has just got 2 tabs. On this one, it's the later design, which is a little bit more tabs, more involved. And what that is for fixing a cummerbund onto, which will essentially, you can put the hoodie on, wrap that around, lock it into your tight, and it essentially is a, not a chest rig, but just a front loading rig for you as well if you want to do that. Really cool, little just features inside there as well. Like I say, I may or may not ever use it. I use these pockets all the time. I use these pockets at the moment, they've got stuff in them, they always do. It's just a really cool, relaxed hoodie. Now, one thing to talk about is the sizing on these hoodies, because it's a little bit different, and I've seen a few people comment about it. They are, I don't know how do you describe it, you know, different countries have different body shapes. I would say these are generally sized, I think, for a slightly more rotund gentleman, maybe. I'm wearing a medium, which across the chest, across the back and everything is perfect, but you might say it's a bit short. I don't think so, because of the way I intend to use it. It's actually, maybe wasn't intentional on my part, but as it works out, it's perfect. So as it works out, the sleeves are slightly shorter than some of my other hoodies. So say my vertebrae hoodie, which is out of Norway, which is more a hunting schmuck, the sleeves on that will go sit down here. They're quite long, which is fantastic for keeping your hands warm out hunting. They can be a bit of a pain because they sit beyond your waterproof jacket sometimes and get wet and soak water up onto your forearms. But as a keep warm jacket, it's fantastic, hoodie, it's fantastic. And it also comes down to about the top of my thighs. Now, so with this shorter sleeves, so it keeps it out of my, we'll call it workspace. I don't have stuff getting caught, which is quite useful, because often what this is for on the range or field shooting days and stuff like that. And the other thing is that it's shorter here in the torso. So it's not super short. It's not like you can see my belly button or stomach or anything, but certainly it's a bit higher up here. So for guys who are used to lower hoodies, there is a potential, if I have a jacket out of the way, to lean forward and it's going to pull up. Now, you may have noticed something about my belt. It's actually an inner for a battle belt. So if I tuck this guy out of the way, this will eventually, I'm looking at another rig shortly on the way, which will be a pistol rig. This one is just my field shooting rig. So it's got, you know, rangefinder, binos, those bits and pieces. So, because this hoodie is slightly lower, normally wouldn't have the flannel underneath it, what it does is it keeps it just nice sitting above all of my kit on my belt. So it's not, I don't play this silly game of having the stuff trying to catch over or bunching up behind. It just sits sort of perfect height to get to my pockets, get to anything on here. And then when I take it off and just wear it as a normal hoodie with a normal belt or something, then it's not stupid high as well. So yeah, all I would suggest is if you're, I'm 6 foot and a bit, if you're taller and want a longer sleeve or a longer waist, you're going to need to order a larger size up. I think a large for me would probably be too big, quite billowy in the chest. But as it turns out, for me, for using these as a range field shooting style layer of insulation and a hoodie side of it, it's perfect. It's worked out perfect. I think it's probably an intentional design because of the nature of this gear, but it may not be, I don't know. Either or, it's worked out perfectly for me. So, excuse me, all skill, no luck. This is the STV, which has been awesome. To be honest, I probably wear more of these, the Californian drug rugs. The grey I really like. This green here is probably my favorite. I just really like the colors of it and the fit and the feel of the material. What's also interesting is you can tell that these are made in a smaller scale. That don't know the guy's name, but he's obviously laying these out, cutting them, sewing them out pretty much one by one, because the pocket size is slightly different on that, on the front pocket, to this. So my pen that is tight in here fits easier in there. I like that because it means I know that these things are being actually handmade, meaning by somebody. It's not just mass producing stuff. So yeah, check it out. Website, Facebook, all skill, no luck. These are their Californian drug rugs and the STV hoodie. All right, see ya.